Okay, Natanago Apasis. My name is J.R. Weasel Fat. I'm from the Blood Tribe, Red Crow Community College, the Natitapi Agriculture Program, or programs. We have programs in Natitapi Livestock, the first year of a transfer program with Olds College that Audi coordinates. And then this next coming year, we're starting programs in environmental science, the certificate again, and then the basic science program. So it's the students that don't meet the traditional requirements of Bio 20, I guess Science 10, and Chem 20. So if they didn't were successful there, they can come into the basic science program and meet the requirements and help them to be successful in the certificate program, diploma, university, and yeah, so that's kind of what's going to be happening next year. I just wanted to briefly talk on Nitsitapi agriculture program, why Red Crow is so invested in this program. Is we want to be stewards and managers of the land. We don't want outside producers coming in to just take over what we're doing, because we want to be very coherent of what's happening on the land. And right now, we really need to look after our native pasture, our traditional and medicinal plants, how to conserve what we have now, and apply research to promote the growth and of our culture, which is in the land, the medicinal crops. So looking at the Western science world, what they're doing in research, and with our own way of life, and coming together and having that discussion on land and resources, and what it means to be Natsitapi and Blackfoot and Siksikattapi in general. Because I think that's the focus of this conference, is what it means to be Blackfoot. And for us, it's a very embedded in the land. That's who we are. And to say that there's no spirituality in the land is completely wrong. Everything is in the land, in our environment. And so, yeah, right now we have a community garden promoting food security in the community. We're growing corn, carrots, and onions right now. I think we have 20 rows by 125 feet for each crop. And yeah, so I just wanted to start off Audie's presentation with Nitsitapi and why we're doing this. We want the land economy back, just like the bison economy provided for us. It has to be very encompassing. It has to, bring all these disciplines in, so we can go out again with that knowledge of who we are as Blackfoot, Siksikattapi. That's how we say it in Blackfoot. We had a Blackfoot Agriculture Conference in February at our new campus, and we had a lot of very interesting presentations and discussions about moving forward with who we are, and trying to create economies out of bison, and how they can be sustainable. Because a lot of what we're doing right now, it's all Western. So we need to have that balance that represents both lifestyles, because there's good things in both. I will never say anything is purely, um, it can't be absolute. It is, there's things that we can learn from each other. Right now, I don't think there's any real Indian anymore. The way we think about it, we all talk English. We all greet each other in English. We really need to learn how to talk our own language. It's kind of the reason why I stayed home and worked on the reserve. I didn't want to leave my people and not have that education that you get when you're around people every day, and we talk that way and we greet each other that way, and we're learning together, which is really good about the college. So with that, I'll let Adi get into his presentation on the research he's doing and give some useful information.
That is good afternoon. Sa nitapi. Scapi. Ipamo. My Blackfoot name is Ipamo. Ipamo means across the ocean. Ipamo. Let me just give you a brief introduction about myself. After my graduation from Dalhousie University, where I bagged my doctorate degree in biology. So the area of my doctorate thesis is on ecological physiology. And I've been working for over 25 years as a professor and a researcher. I've traveled worldwide, in the course of research. I've been to China, I've been to Nigeria, I've been to UK, in the course of research. Also, I've worked in so many organizations, both nationally and in Canada. I was a professor in Dalhousie University. Also, the lab instructor in Dalhousie University. From there, I worked with a very short time with the Canadian Food and Inspection Agency. I also work with one organization in Edmonton. I work with Leslie College before I came to the Community College. It's almost 5 years now I've been teaching in Red Crow Community College, both teaching and research. And it has been a wonderful learning the culture, the Blackfoot culture, and also, knowing way of life, indigenous way of life. And I've been the coordinator for agricultural certificate program. And also we will start our diploma program very soon in agriculture. Also, the new program is going to start, the environmental science program is going to start next session with the basic science program next session. So this research we are conducting, we also, include our students, because what we're doing on the field must be taught in the classroom. So we engage our students in all our research in Red Crow Community College. So this presentation I want to give today is part of the research we carried out, with our students. So I'm presenting the nutritional benefits and cultivation of strawberry. The presentation overview. This afternoon, I will be able to explain the benefit of strawberry, the benefit of consumption of strawberry. Strawberry is a very good fruit that we need to consume every day. So I will give the presentation on the benefit of strawberry to our diet. Also, I will also talk about the cultivation of strawberry. We have to know how to cultivate this strawberry, even in our backyard, in order to improve our nutritional benefit. So the objectives that I will talk today, to evaluate the nutritional benefit of strawberry, factors affecting strawberry crop production, to evaluate the influence of the materials that we are using to crop strawberry. That is, we use the rock phosphate, the triple superphosphate as reference fertilizer, biotier soil amendment on the growth and yield of greenhouse strawberry crop varieties into soils. So this is greenhouse experiment that we did. I need to explain how you can also do it in your backyard. Lastly, also to evaluate the soil physicochemical properties of soil with the materials that we use, the rock phosphate, triple superphosphate, biotier soil amendment on the soil cultivated with strawberry crops. So this is what the objectives I'm going to talk about this afternoon. Now, the big question I want to ask us this afternoon is, what is nutrition? What is nutrition? Now, so many people define nutrition in so many ways. And I come this afternoon with these two important definitions. So according to the National Institute of Health Office of Dietary Supplements, 2023, they define it as the field of studies focuses on food and substances in food that help humans, animals, plants to grow and stay healthy. You know, we need food to stay healthy. Second, also from the same the magazine that that I read, the food we eat that provide energy in form of calories and nutrients such as protein, fat, carbohydrate, vitamins, minerals, and water. So we need nutrients in our body to function. You know, we are what we are through what we eat. It's what we eat that made us. If we don't eat well, it will show. If we eat healthy, it will show. So nutrition is very important. So what we eat is very important. Why nutrition is important? You know, we may not know why nutrition is important. It's very important for us to know. In order to stay healthy, we have to know why it's so important. So now, according to the National Center for Chronic Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, they say people with healthy eating patterns live longer and are at lower risk for serious health problems such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. You can see now, live longer if we eat healthy. So we have to know what we eat daily. It's very important. Also, for people with chronic disease, and healthy eating can help manage this condition and prevent complications. For even if somebody is, been, having a chronic disease, but if the person continues to eat healthy, it will prolong his time on the earth. So that is the main these are two main reasons the nutrition is so important. So let me show you the nutritional content of strawberry. In a strawberry, it contains nutrition, the nutrients in it. So I will have to go to my slide here to give you the figure out. So let's look at this. This data is got from the United States agriculture. So, in 100 grams of strawberry, they carried out the proximate analysis. The proximate analysis, you can see the water contain much water. The strawberry contain much water, 90.8 grams. How about the energy? The energy at water general factors, 36 kilocalorie. Energy at water specific factor, that is 33 kilocalorie. This at water general, it means that they consider the whole content of the strawberry, including other nutrients together. But this one for specific, then they consider carbohydrate, protein, fat. They consider it as this for this. So these people used to concentrate on this, 33 kilocalorie for the energy content. So that's the amount of energy it could have. I believe that if you take the strawberry, even daily, with other fruits and vegetables, you're able to live a good life, taking less fat or the animal protein. So taking this fruit will keep you alive. Now, these are the other nutrients. We have the nitrogen. The nitrogen is part of protein. We have the total lipids, the ash content, all in strawberry. Now let's look at the carbohydrate. In strawberry we have carbohydrate. The carbohydrate content here, we have the sugar total, carbohydrate by difference, that is the figure, the sugar total. Then under the sugar total, we have sucrose, glucose, fructose, lactose, maltose, and galactose. All this carbohydrate is needed for the body. The sugar from the fruits is different from synthetic sugar. The sugar in the fruits will be able to keep your metabolism constant and give you what you need daily. But synthetic sugar is one that could result to any kind of chronic disease. So also, organic acid. We have citric acid, malic acid, oxalic acid, pyruvic acid, and quinic acid. So these are the organic acid in strawberry. The highest is citric acid, because citric acid maintains the fluid in the body. It regulates the amount of the blood pressure in the body. So citric acid is the highest. Also, when we look at the minerals, in strawberry, we have the calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, zinc, copper, manganese. All these minerals, the highest is potassium, which is 161 milligrams. And as we know that potassium is very good in body metabolism. Potassium keeps the pressure, the blood pressure, into normal. For example, somebody having the high blood pressure, if he can continue to consume strawberry, it will keep his blood at normal. So potassium is very rich in strawberry. So also the vitamins and other compounds like vitamin C. Vitamin C, we always consume or take vitamin C in form of pills. If we could continue to eat strawberry, it will give you good vitamin C. So these are the nutrients that strawberry composed of. So after discussing the nutritional content of strawberry, then the health benefits of strawberry. We have different health benefits of consuming strawberry. Now, this is important information. You know, this is being published in Journal of Agriculture, Food Chemistry, 2016. These are the authors. They discovered that the strawberry has the benefit of strawberry, you could see, has different kinds of benefits. It has a very good antioxidant. Also, anti-metabolic syndrome, antimicrobial, anti-obesity, anti-diabetic, anti-inflammatory, cardiovascular disease protection, neuroprotective properties, anti-cancers. You can see the benefits, the health benefits of consuming strawberry. So if you consume strawberry, you will able, all this will be the properties in your body to fight any kind of diseases. So that is what the nutritional content of strawberry. The next discussion today of my presentation is factor affecting strawberry production. You know, to produce strawberry is not so easy. The main factors, we have different factors, but the main factors I'm going to talk about today is soil degradation. Soil degradation. That is one of the factors affecting strawberry growing on the field. Also in the greenhouse. When we don't have a good soil, strawberry cannot, you know, be produced. So soil degradation. The first question, what is soil degradation? Soil degradation is the deterioration of soil due to human activities. Human activities. You know, nowadays, we could see that all our lands, even our traditional lands, they have turned them to the oil and gas exploration. Those areas is being contaminated. They make it not productive. So human activities affect our soil. That is the soil degradation. We have other factors like overgrazing. You know, the animals, they overgraze the soil, they expose it, whereby the erosion, you know, wash away the soil. Deforestation, cutting the trees and make the soil open to erosion and lower the biodiversity. So these are what, you know, causes soil degradation. So we have different kinds of degradation all over the world. Now, we have the stable soil, you know, in some part of the world. We have degraded soil in yellow. You can see all the degraded soil all over the world. Very degraded soil. Area without vegetation. So this soil degradation, you know, you can see different, you know, part of the world that soil degradation will happen. You can see very degraded soil in red. Very degraded soil is red. The areas without vegetation. So, soil degradation types. We have different kinds, like I said before. The water erosion, wind erosion, chemical deterioration, physical deterioration, severe degradation, stable terrain, non-use wasteland, and water bodies. So these are the types of degradation that happens all over the world.
What is water erosion?
Water erosion is when the rain, too much rain, like flood. When we have too much flood, then there will be erosion, the soil erosion. So what causes it is water.
And stable terrain?
The stable terrain is a kind of, a terrain that is not being affected at all. Everything is normal, stable terrain.
So that means there's roots in there holding the soil together. Stable terrain?
Yeah.
Because that means there's grass roots in there holding it.
Yeah, there will be grasses all over, but it's quite stable. It doesn't affect other wind, no wind, that could able to blow it away. Like we also have the wind erosion, even, in our area, southern Nevada, it's too much wind that could blow away the topsoil. So all this affect the agricultural practices.
So are we in Alberta, just up on Kayak, the Blood Reserve?
Yeah.
Are we part of that water erosion, right?
Yeah, we are part of wind.
Okay.
Wind. We have strong wind.
Okay. So what are we? Are we a stable or?
No,
I know
we,
have some kind of wind.
because of the wind, the wind is mostly predominant in our area. Strong wind blowing away the soil. There was a time I was coming from Calgary to the standoff. I have to park because the wind, that dirt, you cannot see the front again. Everything become blood, brown. So I have to park because I couldn't see again. That's a kind of wind, strong wind, blowing away the topsoil.
And so then, after the border here, it's more dirt, the water erosion, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Now let me talk about the chemical degradation, because I chose this one because some of our farmers, they use too much fertilizer on our soil. Some of them did not take into consideration soil test before planting. They just put a lot of fertilizer into the soil. They thought, oh, if I put much fertilizer into the soil, it will make the plant to grow. Whereas, if it is too much, the excess of this chemical fertilizer deteriorates the soil. It causes soil degradation. Yes, if it is too much, the excess, it's just like taking food. If you take too much food, what will happen? You say, ooh, my stomach is paining me because of too much food. The same thing with the soil. If we put too much of this chemical fertilizer into the soil, it affects the soil. And, the soil could not, the plant could not be able to take that kind of the nutrient, and it will remain in the soil, and it causes soil degradation. So the chemical fertilizer degradation, the excessive use of chemical fertilizer has led to several issues, such as nitrogen leaching. When you put more of urea fertilizer, nitrogen fertilizer, it could wash down to the water table. Yeah. And when it washed down to the water table, if you drink it, it causes chronic health issues. When I was in Nova Scotia, there was a problem like this in one of the farmers' area. They put much nitrogen into the soil, and the nitrogen washed down to the water table, and it affects the people. The people in that area begin to sick. What happened? What caused the sickness? Water. They test the water, and they discovered that too much of this urea caused the sickness. So nitrogen, if it's too much, it will leach down to the water table or leach down to any other area, and it will not be useful even for the plant to take up. Also nitrous and carbon dioxide emission, the climate change, using too much urea, especially nitrogen fertilizer, when it emits nitrous and carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, it causes what we call climate change. So we need to be very, very, judicious in using fertilizer. Soil compaction. When we have too much chemical fertilizer in the soil, it causes soil compaction. That is, the soil will be so hard that the roots cannot grow down to the soil, whereby, it will die off. So soil compaction. Also, reduction in soil organic matter. If we don't have soil organic matter, the plant will not be able to grow and will not be able to produce strawberry and other crops. Also, loss of soil carbon. So these are the excessive use of chemical fertilizer. So way forward, how can we move forward in order to grow good strawberry? How? Even not only strawberry, even other crops. So the way forward, we have to secure food. That is, food security cannot be achieved when soil are degraded. When our soil is being degraded, we could never achieve food security. Now, using natural resources or organic input to boost soil fertility can discourage soil degradation. So that is what, we were able to achieve in our experiment, that using, organic or natural resources could able to discourage soil fertility. Then what are the things, the materials that we use? Number one, we use the biochar soil amendment and rock phosphate. That is the two materials, the organic materials that we used. Then I will ask you, what is biochar? Biochar is a form of charcoal used as soil amendment. Now let me take you back to our forefathers. During the time of our ancestors, our ancestors, they used charcoal to boost soil nutrients. Long, long time ago. Now, we need to go back to what our people, our indigenous people used for long time ago. We have to come back to use this kind of soil amendment to increase the nutrient in our soil. So, biochar is the pyrolysis of wood or animal waste product, the animal feces, the animal poop, the animal poop. So it's the pyrolysis of wood or animal waste materials at above 450 degrees Celsius, with or without oxygen. So that is how the biochar is being produced. So what are the functions of biochar? Biochar increases micronutrient in the soil. Biochar has the ability to attract and retain water, nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. Biochar can retain water. Even if we want to use little irrigation, if you apply biochar, you need little irrigation. You don't need, because once you apply the irrigation, or once the water, the natural water falls from heaven, the biochar will absorb it. So it's a very good absorbent. So it will never make the soil to be dry. So it attracts and retains water and nutrients. Due to its ability to retain soil nutrients for a long period of time, biochar reduces the need for chemical fertilizer. So if you use biochar, you have to reduce the chemical fertilizer that we are using. And, it will also make the producers to have more money in their pocket because the chemical fertilizer is quite expensive and biochar is not so expensive. So serve as a habitat for many beneficial microorganisms. So many microorganisms present in the soil to improve the soil structure, to improve the soil to be fertile. It serves as what? It serves as the microorganisms that lives there to recycle the nutrient. Lastly, converting agricultural waste and other organic materials into biochar can help prevent the global warming. So biochar also can help us to prevent the climate change. The rock phosphate. The rock phosphate is mined from sedimentary rock and could be applied directly to the field. It's from the rock phosphate. It's a very good nutrient. So the rock phosphate, it releases phosphorus. It's a nutrient in the soil. Releases phosphorus into the soil for effective nutrient uptake. Plants will be able to take that kind of fertilizer to grow. If you put rock phosphate to the soil, the soil, it provides phosphorus, and the plant will be able to grow, and you have a good yield. Also, you don't need to put rock phosphate every year. It has a very high residual level. If you put it this year, you don't need to put next year because it's enough. So also, this is research we did, and at the rate of application of the rock phosphate and biochar, it influenced tomatoes and cucumber crop in the greenhouse. Also, the rock phosphate and biochar at that rate also supported the cucumber fruit production in the greenhouse. So you could see that applying the biochar and rock phosphate makes our crop to grow very well, and our soil will never be degraded. So look at the rock phosphate. This is how it looked like. It's obtained it's mined from the rock. This is biochar. This biochar is from the animal waste and wood. They make it biochar. Very good soil amendment for the soil.
I noticed that the farmers, the colonies, that's what they use to fertilize their crops. Because sometimes you'll follow this big truck, all the waste in it, and then they just, put it up over their crops, Yeah, so when you drive through there, it really smells.
Yeah, our soil in Kanai is alkaline in nature. It's a kind of soil that having, high salt. Now, people are using rock phosphate to reduce the salt, to remove the salt. And when they use the rock phosphate to remove the salt, then the plant will be able to grow well.
Yeah, I remember the old folks, they would use the manure for fertilizer too,
Yeah.
And they tease about fertilizing.
Yeah, so rock phosphate and biochar is a very good way to improve our soil and for plants to grow. So this experiment that we did, this experiment, we did it in Standoff and St. Mary's. We used the Standoff soil and we used the St. Mary's soil in southern Nevada, southwest of Lethbridge. So this is the greenhouse. We collect those soils there. We brought it to the greenhouse. We put the soil into the container and we plant the strawberry with it. And we apply the rock phosphate and biochar. So the environment of the greenhouse the temperature was 14 degrees Celsius, the maximum 32 degrees Celsius. So the humidity was 35, the maximum was 65. The type of soil in southern Nevada is what we call it chinozemic soil. Chinozemic soil. So we did this experiment with these soils, two soil in St. Mary's and the standard soil. So these are the nutrient composition of biochar we use. These are the soil tests that we did before planting of strawberry. Then these are the rates of fertilizer we applied. You know, we applied the low level of rock phosphate at 100, the high level at 250, and the triple superphosphate. The farmers use this a lot, and this kind of fertilizer degraded our soil. So we compare this with these two levels. Also, the level of biochar, we use different level of biochar. Then with the basal application of urea. So this is the combination. So this is a strawberry variety. We use the two varieties of strawberry, the Kent variety and Abram Everett variety. So these are the experiments in the lab that we carried out. So these are the results. You can see the soil one, number of fruits that we got in standard soil, number of fruit that we got in standard soil, number of fruit that we got in St. Mary's soil at different day. 94 days after planting, 100 days, 110 days after planting. The same thing with the second soil. So in all this is the application of low and high rock phosphate supported the highest strawberry fruit production compared to triple superphosphate. Also, we also studied the residual level of nutrient after harvesting. When we harvested the strawberry, we want to know how much nutrient in the soil. So this data tell us. So this is the conclusion. Soil one, we at the low P rate, nitrogen is much in the soil. That is, urea is nitrogen. Nitrogen is much in the soil. YTSP, triple superphosphate at this rate, at much P left in the soil. Then for the soil 2, the triple superphosphate, TSP, rate at this, add much P in the soil, add much phosphorus in the soil. While the IP application at that rate, treatment add much potassium in the soil. So that is the result we got. Also for the micronutrient, we could see here that the triple superphosphate gave high zinc in the soil. You know, these triple superphosphate, the chemical one, have high zinc, but for soil 2, the triple superphosphate gave high P level in the soil, the phosphorus level in the soil. Also for biochar, add the micronutrient, manganese, iron, copper, and boron in the soil. These are the nutrients that's so good for the soil. They are so good for the soil. So also biological properties. We have the TSP treatment had high organic matter in the soil. This medium biochar application had high organic carbon and organic nitrogen. Low P treatment had high carbon and nitrogen. This also for biochar, it had high organic matter, organic nitrogen, organic carbon, and organic nitrogen. So these are what soil is supposed to have in order to contribute to the growth of strawberry. So in conclusion, we conclude that high production of strawberry and daily consumption of high nutritional strawberry. We recommended this for us to be consuming every day. Also, we note that rock phosphate favor food production over the chemical fertilizer triple superphosphate. The triple superphosphate remain in the soil and not available for the yield of strawberry. You know, triple superphosphate, the chemical fertilizer remain in the soil and the plant cannot take it. And if we have too much of this kind of chemical in the soil, could result to soil degradation. You know, we always involved our students. We always involve, you know, the reserve, the people living on reserve, because we employ them and we let them know, we teach them. So those are the people that we extend to the people living in the reserve.
And the other question I have is just me learning about the contamination of the chemicals being used in the fields too. I know we go harvesting for sweetgrass. So the where I went, there was it was like in the coulee, and there's two crop fields there, and they had just been finished being sprayed. So then when the one on the east side of the coulee getting sprayed, well, with the wind, hey, and it goes into that. So I know that one time we couldn't find any sweetgrass there, and it was like the plants were just like making the spring when it's time for harvesting the sweetgrass. It was so sad to go there and see that, because of the chemicals, that they're using, that just, it affects everything around it.
That's it.
Yeah. And then the people living right in the field too, the chemicals, I'm sure they affect the, so yeah, this is really interesting, to learn this, because, I mean, like with, with the lands department, and then I hope that there's something, that they could, like consult with these people, the effects that the chemicals are doing to us and the land. But this is interesting.
Yeah, thanks so much. That's why I always advocate that we should not use chemicals.
Yeah.
That's what I always let the farmers and my students do. I always try to let them know that you need to avoid using chemicals, because using chemicals, it affects, the other plants, the other farms, it could drift to other farms, especially when you apply the chemicals, like spraying the with pesticides. If you do that during the windy time, you could blow it to other farms. That's what happened to the sweetgrass. It blew it to the other farms and it killed all the plants.
Yes.
So I would say that we need to go organic, not using chemical fertilizer. We should decrease. We should use other methods, to control weeds or to control pests than using the chemicals. The chemicals, even if one is not careful, somebody applying the chemicals, it could also affect his health. So I always advocate for that we should not use chemicals.
Since that's the possibility that the plants are affected by the chemicals while they're growing, right? So are they not safe for us to use? because I've seen a lot, and I did pick a lot of sweetgrass in that area, not knowing this. I didn't really know too much about this, and so then a few years ago I started really getting into. I've always kind of been an environmentalist, but so basic, but getting more in depth with a lot of things. You know, like even in the oil and gas, the contamination, like they say all the things that you want to hear so they can drill, but they don't say the chemicals that they're using just to drill, you know.
Yeah.
And then they use the explosions, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's safe, the explosions, you know. But no, you know, you use explosions and you know, then it breaks underneath and some of the chemicals go into the water, you know, the water beds below, and then, you know, when they do the explosion, it cracks the walls, and the chemicals seep into that and affects our plants as well, and the animals.
Yeah, even animals. Yeah, even the animals. So that's why, you know, we need to be careful of using chemicals. You know, we need to be careful of using chemicals. I've heard of a chemical industry that, you know, is having a court case as a result of environmental degradation.
So is it a tough situation that you are in within Ghana about the agriculture that's going on now with all the soil? You know, are you having in a tough spot to finding places to do these projects?
Yeah, this project was carried out in stand of, you know, that the community garden.
Yeah.
That's where we did it. So we also we also did the same at the St. Mary's, along the St. Mary's Road. We also collected some soil there to test. Yeah. Even this year, the experiment is still going on. Now, we are testing other soils like Sisica. We went to Sisica to collect some soil for experiments too. So we are doing that experiment now. So when we have done, we make our recommendation.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do on Ghana because there's so much oil,
Yeah,
gas,
yeah.
farming, and
Yeah.
we only have like the buffalo that came back. We had such a limited place of where to put them because of the soil and because of the landscape.
Yeah.
You know, all the farming is taken. If you look on the maps,
Yeah.
it's just like the oil, the
Yeah.
farming.
Yeah.
It's majority of our. So it's gonna take. And when we go back to going back to more organic, you know, and the strawberries and stuff like that, is it gonna take long to, if we do decide, if the tribe does decide to take some of the farming off, you know, we let that land restore itself, is it gonna take long for that restoration?
It's not going to take a long time because though the organic is being released little by little into the soil, it's different from chemicals that be so quick, especially the urea. I said before urea that if you apply nitrogen fertilizer, a chemical nitrogen fertilizer, it just go down to the water table and pollute the water table. Even apart from that, if you are farming nearby the river, you know, if you put much of this chemical fertilizer, urea, the urea can wash into the stream, into the river, and contaminate the river water. Now, if any kind of animals drink the water, it affects them.
Well, people still swim in those waters, and upstream, I know of, you know, wastes going
Yeah,
in there
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kids still today are swimming in there. I used to swim in the rivers when I was young, but with so much, learning so much about the drilling, even the colonies living right by they build right by the river, close to the river, and there's so much waste that they're putting into that, you know. So I got really sick one year.
Yeah, that's a kind of pollution. One should be careful, you know. So all this research, you know, it helps us to able to discover the daily living, how we could be able to live a healthy life, consuming a healthy food. So that's what we always always research on. So that is the conclusion of our experiment, and we thank people that collaborate with us. Some scientists from agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, they collaborate with us in our research. I also thank the research assistant, you know, the Tiffany Roosevelt, Hayden Many Gray Horses, and also past research assistant like Coy Brucehead, Wiley Grove Ventures, Surrey Blackwater, and all the students for the 2022-2023 diploma certificate program. So these are the students that participated in all this research, and they are the ones that we able, you know, to transfer the knowledge to our people in order to adopt this research. So also we thank the funded this project. We thank the Result-Driven Agricultural Research, the Canadian Agricultural Partnership, the Alberta government, the Calgary Foundation, Calgary Foundation, also the Community Foundation for Lethbridge. So these are the organizations that contributes to our research by funding the research. So this is a reference. Thank you. Yeah.